Hey guys, and welcome back to Isekai Set. And today I'm gonna do something a bit different. I've been out for a while now. Well, it's been like what at this point, 3 days. um, and I wanted to, try something different from my normal versus battle videos. I'll still be doing the versus battle videos, of course, but I also want to try some more intricate videos, like from what you've seen in the title, probably in the thumbnail. I will try to explain the power system of JJK, or what I can explain from the power system of JJK, because this is gonna be a pretty difficult video. It's gonna be a long one. The editing is gonna be absolute hell. Jesus. And I just wanna see how far I can actually take it before, I give up and just go to sleep and wake up the next day to make another versus battle or something. So, yeah, let's get started, guys. If you're ready, we'll, start talking. So, first things first, the JJK power system. What is the power system of JJK? Well, it mostly lies in cursed energy, the very fundamental idea of cursed energy itself. Cursed energy, by all accounts, is just the negative emotions of people in the world. Basically, the more negative emotions you have, the more cursed energy you produce, or something like that. Now, look, again, this is very, very, you know, I'm trying. I'm not actually explaining everything to you. I don't have that kind of free time. So what I am trying to tell you is cursed energy, in essence, is just people being angry or sad or disgusted or jealous or this or that or that or this, and all those emotions boil up to create some sort of energy that one releases from themselves.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
This time, right, the power system I'm going to explain in this video, right, is just cursed energy. Now, I could go into things like domain expansions and whatnot, but those are a bit too, I feel like that would be too long of a video, and I don't have the energy to make such a long video. So, what we're going to be talking about, just cursed energy. No cursed techniques, no domain expansions, no simple domain, just cursed energy, and the general consensus of what it is and what it can do for you in the world JJK. So, first things first, as you just explained, that's what cursed energy is. Now, what exactly do you use cursed energy for? What's an important factor of cursed energy? Well, it allows you to, the bare minimum allows you to, increase your attacks, your punches, or your speed, or your even to a certain extent your durability, right? Like we got cursed energy reinforcement, which is like, and cursed energy output. These two things are things that I think people have really made a lot of confusing remarks about in YouTube in general, and I just want to have to come sit here and explain to you. Reinforcement and output are two completely different things. I always think of reinforcement as the durability aspect, while output is more of like the offensive aspect. Like, that's how cursed energy it should work. And reinforcement, a very good example of someone with good reinforcement in JJK would be Yuta Okotsu. And I know I trash on Yuta a lot, and I still do trash on him. That's not going to end anytime soon. But for the most part, he's got great reinforcement, mostly due to the fact he's got a lot of cursed energy to use. And because there's immense amount of cursed energy, even someone who basically has the output half, right? Basically, what's his name? Oh my god, I forgot his name. Anyway, he basically said, Ryu Ishiko, right? Ishiko. I don't know why I forget his name so much. He basically punched Yuta, and he said it was like trying to hit a tank, right? So it's clearly reinforcement is pretty. Having a lot of reinforcement basically makes you a physical tank. Like, people trying to punch you or kick you, it's gonna be like hitting a wall, right? And that's how reinforcement works. Output is, I think, a bit more different, where output is meant to be more like the amount of cursed energy that you use for an attack. And I think maybe the fact that reinforcement and output are always used interchangeably makes it more difficult. So someone with a lot of output would be someone like Ishigori. I always like to think of the output. I mean, you could say output is like it's a, it's like it's like a superset of like reinforcement, since technically output is just basically outputting everything, meaning that it also deals with durability and offense. But I prefer to make it only offense because I think output is used way more in the context of offense. Most times when characters talk about output, they're always talking about it in the sense of offense, which is why I'm using output in that sense. Um, so yeah. Anyway, after output and reinforcement, those are the two main bases of curse energy that you know of. Basically, we have other things you can do with cursed energy, like binding vows. And I know what you're saying. What are you talking about binding vows? I'm not gonna be talking about. This is just a general consensus on what JJK's power system is. Okay, binding vows are basically like, okay, cursed energy. I'm gonna do something for you, and you're gonna do something for me. That is the basis of cursed energy. That is the basic premise of a binding vow. And the more intense of a thing you're going to do, the more cursed energy you receive in tandem with that thing you did. So for example, let's say you did something absolutely insane. Like let's say you would not use your cursed energy at all for, let's say, half a day, right? Like let's say half a day. Let's use half a day, right? For half a day, your cursed energy is completely off, right? No cursed energy, and you don't want to be fighting hand to hand. Like, meaning that during half that day, you are basically going to be fighting like a normal human being, right? The other half of the day, your cursed energy probably will double as a result of you not being able to use it for, like, half of that day. And as a result, that is the binding vow. Or another one that I think is a bit more easy to comprehend is Hakari versus Kashimo.
Okay.
Now, for anime onlys, I don't even know to tell you why are you watching this video. I am not. You've seen my other content. I am not quaint about what I say. So if you do want to get spoiled, this is the right place. If you don't want to get spoiled, you might need to leave. So, so anyway, um, the Hakari basically let his hand get blown off.
You serious?
Pause. He let his hand get blown up during like an explosion that was happening underwater, right? Against when he was fighting Kashimo. He removed all the cursed energy from his hand and let the rest of his body, use that cursed energy within his hand, allowing his hand to basically his hand gets destroyed, but because the rest of his body got all the remaining amounts of cursed energy, he survived. Which is, I don't know if you needed to do that, but like, hey, you know what? It always felt a bit dumb to me that he'd do something like that, but you know what? I'm not gonna argue about it. That's not what we're talking about today. For all intents and purposes, his cursed energy, the amount of cursed energy he did pull out, right? The amount of cursed energy he did have, right? He knew he probably couldn't survive. So what he did was, instead of letting his entire body take the brunt, he would just pour all the cursed energy in his hands to the rest of his body, allowing him to survive. Yes, he loses an arm, but he can always heal it back. That is the consensus. Now, there are ways to get around binding vow for some reason in this verse, but I won't get into binding vows that deep. I will make a video on binding vows only. But for now, all you have to know is sorcerer says something or does something to limit himself. Cursed energy rectifies that by making him stronger. That's just the vibe. That's the premise. There's also simple domains, and simple domains are entertainingly interesting because we don't know a lot about them. We know they're made to counter domain expansions. We know they're made to be because domain expansions, again, we're not talking about them, but basically domain expansions are just simply they're just curse techniques amped up. That's all they are. Curse techniques with a barrier. That's basically it. And simple domains were made to kind of counter those things. So basically, if you don't have a domain expansion and you can't use curse techniques, you don't have a curse technique, simple domains were made for you. Okay, that's for you. That's for your enjoyment. That's their job. Next thing I want to talk about real quick is domain amplification. Now, domain amplification is not a curse technique. It's still an application of cursed energy, a very strange one, but it is an amplification. It is basically simple domains taken to an extreme, or like the pinnacle of simple domain, as far as I'm concerned, because it seems like it can be used with inside domain expansions for some reason, like from what Sukuna's done with it. It's Sukuna, so I'm not even gonna think about it too much. But from what we've seen Sukuna do with it, he he knows what he's doing. Okay, like that's what cursed energy itself is, right? That's how domain applications work. He can break through limitless thanks to this domain application, right? And it's kind of difficult to understand how useful domain application is, because again, at the same, while you lose your ability to use curse and your ability to use your curse technique, you have the ability to kind of touch people who do have the ability to use curse technique. For example, Gojo, and maybe someone like, let's say, even curse speech. Like domain application would work against curse speech, right? So yeah, I mean, it's got some uses. And yeah, I mean, that's about all I can say for like just curse energy in general, like the applications of it. Now, I don't know if it's all of them I spoken so far. I could have missed a couple of things, but we're just right now, we're only talking about cursed energy being used only. Like, if you're a normal sorcerer in the world of JJK and you had no curse technique and only had the ability to use curse energy, this is all you probably would be capable of doing. This is all of it. Well, there is, I mean, I reverse curse technique is its own thing. For me, it's its own video. Okay, I don't want to have to add that in here because it's technically an application of curse energy itself, but it's basically having a curse technique in the JJK verse. It's like its own. It's an impressive. It's a high level feat. So I just wanna. You won't, like, if you went to the JJK world, you would not have the intelligence to pull up RCT. Let's not lie to ourselves. No one would, not even we. Weeb's smart, but he's not that good.
Emotional damage.
Oh, sorry, Weeb. But anyway, yeah, this is all for Chris Energy right now, for the average man, and I'll see you soon for the rest of curse techniques, domain expansions, and RCT. Maybe I might even make some character analysis and stuff like that. Maybe, who knows? Who knows? I might have the time for it. I might not. But thank you guys for listening, and see you guys later.